Hi, and welcome back to FemNews. I'm Ellen Solaris. You might have seen flyers like this in the buses, metro, and other places around your campus. They read things like, pregnant, need help, you have options, or pregnant or scared, we can help. Don't let these seemingly helpful advertisements fool you. These so-called crisis pregnancy centers, or fake clinics as I like to call them, advertise abortion services, but in fact they are anti-choice facilities and they will not offer you abortions. They will lure women in with free pregnancy tests and counseling for unintended pregnancies. So basically, no actual answers and no actual help. To explain to us and all our viewers what exactly fake clinics are, we have our special correspondent, Laura Ponchik. Laura?
Thanks, Ellen. These crisis pregnancy centers are typically anti-choice organizations that are not run by licensed medical professionals at all. They often deliver misinformation about abortion consequences, birth control, and condoms. Fake clinics are targeted towards college-age women and are often found near college campuses. It's estimated that there are over 3,500 CPCs throughout the United States, outnumbering real clinics 2 to 1. It's important that women know about these CPCs so that they can be aware of their true intentions. They often hand out literature like this, Condom Sense, telling you about how condoms are completely ineffective, and other pamphlets, which you should probably get your hands on. Back to you, Ellen.
Thanks, Laura. The Special Investigation Division of the U.S. Congress House Committee on Government Reform discovered that 87% of these clinics provide misinformation. Now I'm going to interview FMF's Val Ballot and Tanya Stewart about when they went to a CPC and what they gained from that experience. Hi Val and Tanya, thanks for talking with us today. I wanted to ask you some questions about the CPC you went to. What was it like when you walked in?
Well, I think for us, we visited a CPC in Kentucky, and we had this kind of illusion that it would at least look like a clinic, like maybe be in an office, have some equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually weren't sure that this was the place when we drove by because it was a brick ranch-style home in a neighborhood with a small sign in the yard. So I think we were already kind of nervous beforehand, but when we saw that, terror pretty much set in.
Yeah.
And we knocked on the screen door, and someone came in, and the living room was transformed into a waiting room with children's toys.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a fish tank, and then they kind of converted this other area to a reception area where there was a desk. There was the kitchen back there. And I believe when you went to be a patient, you were taken to a converted bedroom.
Yes, I was taken to kind of a sitting room type of situation with like kind of a table and a futon and some other chairs and some inspirational posters on the walls, and it just looked like a home. I mean, it looked like something that would be in my grandmother's house, and aside from the subject of the posters on the wall, but that was it. And when I did take a pregnancy test, it was in like a private bathroom, with like little ducky type decor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a different experience. It's different than what we were expecting, and I guess kind of goes to show that CPCs come in all shapes and sizes.
Definitely. And it was run by a family. There was a couple and their daughter who counseled.
Kind of an older couple.
Val. And I think it just creeped us out even more. And in fact, when we went to leave, which we were dying to get out of there, they locked the door. And I couldn't get the door open, and Val was behind me, ready to just barrel through the screen door. Dear God, we're never gonna get out of here. We were kind of terrified. So that was very, very freaky. I think the fact that it was a house.
It was
somebody who set up shop in their living room with their tower of literature, with baby toys and sofas and
like a large plastic bottle that was for donations, like a
plastic baby bottle. They had a large plastic baby bottle.
Money in.
Yeah.
It was really classy.
What kind of things did you talk about with the staff there? What kind of information did they give you?
Well, I talked about options for a woman who is experiencing an unintended pregnancy, or rather doesn't know, but there's a chance that you're having an unintended pregnancy. And we talked both about kind of my history. She asked a lot of personal questions about why did I think I was pregnant and under what circumstances, and did I know, who the father was, and was he in my life, and what did I do, and was I employed, do I go to church, am I a member of any particular faith?
Very important.
It is very important. Had I considered what I would do if I am pregnant? A lot of kind of those a little bit more intimate questions about myself and my rearing, like including where I came from, what my parents did, were my parents divorced or not, these sorts of questions that kind of you wouldn't expect in a clinic or something like that, but were on the form along with questions about my symptoms and my age and medical problems and things like that. So we talked a lot about me and my situation, and then we kind of talked before the pregnancy test about what my options were, and the woman who was speaking with me, who is, like Tanya said, the daughter of this older couple that owned this house, she spoke a lot about what her perception of, I guess, the consequences of abortion are, and she promised me that were I to actually be pregnant, that she could show me things that would make me never consider abortion as a viable option, and that this CPC provides not only counseling for pregnant women, but counseling for new parents, so I could basically learn how to parent. They have like 4 different classes you can take to just learn how to parent, and that way I didn't have to be concerned about the fact that, as I had explained to her, I was a student and I didn't have a job, and the father wasn't involved, and there wasn't that much support for me. She kind of underscored that they would take care of that. That would be fine.
Yeah.
So.
Did you believe that they had your best interests at heart, and they were really concerned with giving you the correct information and all of the options and making sure that you were comfortable with your decision?
Well, I mean, no. They, from my perspective, and I'm very fortunate that I am a relatively knowledgeable person about pregnancy and pregnancy-related things, I guess, and about my options. From my perspective, they were giving me a talk with a specific agenda, which was to keep me, if I was pregnant, to keep me pregnant and have me have the child. They also doled out what I would consider to be pretty dangerous medical advice. Like I had said that I was on birth control, and even